quality, long-lasting, accentuate the mood. Fave fragrances.
Tall Drums is sponsored by Sungai Corporation, publishers and consultants.
Now, let's address the issue of being a woman and being a scientist and a researcher and being in position of leadership in an organization such as Wyatt or Mark or other places you've worked at.
Yes.
What has been your experience?
I get this question asked in different ways all the time because at Merck, before I left, I also held the vice president position. First of all, I think that having strength, spiritual strength, for me, is the primary basis of the success in my leadership, because it forms your values and helps you actually able to espouse a vision as well as a path to implement that vision. I think it also endows you with wisdom, but more importantly, humility. I have been literally both colorblind and gender blind, I think. Not necessarily thinking about it and being conscious of it. I've more focused on getting the work done and getting it done with excellence. But that requires a lot of commitment. My family has been tremendously supportive. I don't think I could have done this if I didn't have a good marriage with a wonderful man that understands the value in allowing your spouse to spread her wings and be supportive of her efforts. Even when I was still studying for my exams and I would get sleepy, he would literally be there reading the questions, like, wake up, you have an exam tomorrow. So that's important. And I think that as we all grow, we learn about ourselves more, and our employees help teach us about who we are, as well as our children. When my children were younger, people always wondered how was I able to manage my domestic life and a very, very intense professional life. And I said to them, well, it depends on what you want to see, if you're half full or half empty in your cup. And for this, I see, rather than challenges, I see opportunities. So for me, it was an opportunity for my children to get involved earlier. And I made them a part of everything I did. I traveled with them. I would pull them out of school for a couple days if I was going outside of the United States to give them that experience. So they've all traveled very widely. I made them do the housework, with me, and then I would take them with me to my office on the weekends because I had work to do and they have homework to do. So it was abundant.
What is your advice to anybody, any of the youngsters out there that's looking at you and want to be like you when they grow up?
This is a tough one because I'll capture something you said, and I do get a lot of letters, emails from youngsters and colleagues that would send me congratulations and say, how can I be like you? I want to be like you. And I start off first by recognizing their compliments and thanking them, and then saying, don't try to be like anyone else but yourself. Because everyone has their crosses and their crowns. And what most people see are the crowns and the glamour. And I say, focus on being the best of yourself that you can be. And this is where I talk about the magnification of talent, making good use of all the gifts that God has given each one of us. We have all been endowed. Henrietta is a woman. I am a mother. I am a wife first. I'm a daughter. I am a daughter-in-law. I'm a sister, right? I am a cousin. I am somebody's niece. And it goes on and on. I am a professional. I'm a physician. And in every one of these I am is a role. And the question is, how well do I play that role? How good of an employer am I to my employees? How good an employee am I to my employer? How good a physician? How seriously do I take this? In fact, down to being a godmother. You have a godchild, right? And I say this because I want us to think holistically in a comprehensive way. And if each one of us focuses on who we are and tries to do the very best of all facets of who we are, I think they'll be truly satisfied within. And success is not necessarily all the accolades and achievements. I think success really is being faithful to that calling, that person that the Almighty that put us all here wants us to ultimately be and make a difference in other people's lives.
The last word for this week is about the notion of being detribalized. In attempting to address the important and difficult issue of ethnic relationships in Nigeria and on the continent, some of our writers and leaders have come up with the notion of being detribalized. To be detribalized, we are told, is to be without tribal hang-ups in one's daily life and in one's conduct. Apparently, to be detribalized is the opposite of being a tribalist. Good goal, but wrong terminology. First, the notion of tribes as a description for Nigeria's ethnic groups, many of whom date back to antiquity, must be rejected in the 21st century. Second, to be detribalized suggests that one does not or no longer identifies with any of the ethnic groups in Nigeria. I do not know of any Nigerian who has evolved to that state of being. What our leaders and writers should be talking about and identifying with is the concept of embracing all that we are, including our ethnic identities. When we see ourselves as African people and Nigerian nationals and embrace the ties that bind us, we will be better off as a people and as a nation. So I say, give us leaders who are embracing of all our ethnicities and leaders who are Africa-centered, not leaders who are detribalized. There is no such human as a detribalized Nigerian. Until next week, that's our program for this week. I'm Ugoji. I wish you peace, justice, and liberty. May you become all that you're destined to be.